If we didn't want the cell references to change as we drag the formula across, all we'd need to do is put $signs on either side of the cell reference, and this is called locking the cell reference. These $signs tell Excel not to update that cell reference as you copy and paste that formula. So if costs are always going to be 75% of the first month's sales, you can use that formula to always refer to that cell, which is D3. Now, a quick way to, let's get rid of those cell locks. A quick way to lock a cell is to use the F4 key. What this will do is add the $signs for you. There may be times where you want to lock only the row or only the column, and you can do that by removing one of these dollar symbols. So let's say we have this. This is just locking the column. It is not locking the row number, which means that if we were to copy this for some reason and paste it downwards, it's going to allow the row number to change. It's always trying to reach one up. However, if you drag it to the right or paste it to the right, it's still going to refer to D because we've locked that column. Similarly, if we were to lock just the row, which is row 3, and not lock D, the cell reference is going to change from left to right as we copy. So we'll copy and paste that one. We'll see that it has not changed the row. It's still referring to that row. But if we paste it horizontally, the column is no longer locked, so it's trying to reach a new column every time. You can column and row lock easily using the F4 key, but just by pressing it multiple times. So if you were to press it once, it's going to lock the row and the column. If you press it again, it's going to lock just the row number. And if you press it one more time, it's going to lock just the column number or the column letter. And one more time, we'll remove the locks, and you can kind of just toggle that to find the one you want. So you'd only want to lock the row number because we're dragging things across, and you want to use each year. So here's an example of where you may want to use unique cell reference locking in your formula. Let's say this is your sales, and these 3 decimals represent how much these 3 types of costs will be. So we'll do 100 times the cost, and if we drag that one down, it will know to change the cost, which is correct, but it shouldn't be changing referencing cell D5. So for that one, since we dragged it down a column, we'll lock the row number. And this way it will always know to reference that cell D5. However, if we drag it across, this cell is trying to move as well. It's trying to so we need to lock that one. So we'll lock the column on that one. And that way when we drag it across, Excel knows to keep those ones steady. So when you're copying it across columns, you probably want to lock the column reference. And when you're copying it down a number of rows, you probably want to lock the row reference.